Hello and welcome back to my channel. On this channel you will find video tutorials and useful projects and topics for Adobe Premiere, After Effects, Lightroom and Photoshop. This video is the first of a series that will build up an Adobe Premiere course. I'll make it really easy to learn Premiere from scratch and become expert at using it proficiently for video editing and video production. So what's different about this course is that we will be taking each of the panels in the Premiere interface, learning the features and how to use that panel most effectively. We'll cover from the basics of the panel, covering the most useful keyboard shortcuts and techniques. So let's get started. We'll open Adobe Premiere. When Premiere opens, it will show you the projects that you've previously worked on. Of course, if this is the first time you've used it, this list will be blank. You have the opportunity to open a new project, in which case you'll start with an empty Premiere project into which you can bring your own footage and assets and build up a video from scratch. Or alternatively, you can open a project that you've already worked on, either one that's on the list or one that you open through the file manager. So let's start with a project that I've previously worked on so that there is some content in it which will be useful for illustrating the interface. When the project opens, it will open with the workspace that you have been in previously. These menu options along the top of the interface show the various workspaces that you can use. A workspace is an arrangement of panel groups, and each of these areas that you see outlined in blue is a panel group. And each panel group is designed to help you with the video production workflow. So this normally starts with assembly, where you bring in your content and you organize that content. Then it moves on to editing, where in this workspace you can make adjustments to the clips and sequence the clips in your timeline the way you want it to be. Typically then you may move on to making color grading adjustments. You might add special effects. You might work with the audio that's in the sequence, and you may add various graphics out of your libraries or out of other areas from your PC. So that's the typical workflow, going from assembly and organization through editing through to titles, special effects and transitions as you finalize the video that you want to produce. In the panel group that's on the left-hand side of the screen here, you see that there are actually a number of panels within the groups, and you can click on the tabs for each panel in order to work with that individual panel within the group. A really useful keyboard shortcut, one that not many people seem to know but it's incredibly useful, is the tilde key. The tilde key is the little key that you find often at the top left-hand corner just below the escape key on a UK or a US keyboard. So if we press the tilde, it will open whichever panel the mouse is currently hovering over. So if I move the mouse over onto the program monitor, then and we press the tilde key, you'll see that that goes full screen. And by pressing the tilde key a second time, everything goes back to the way it was. So that's really useful when you're in the project panel, because if you press the tilde key and maximize that window, then you'll be able to see all of the various columns of information that may be useful to you in organizing your content. Just press it again and go back to continuing editing. It's also useful in the program monitor or the source monitor within this group at the top right, because you can make that full screen and view your video as it goes along, and then you can return it back to normal. So that tilde key for maximizing and restoring your project group is really useful. If you want to change the size of any of the panel groups, then you can do that by simply dragging the boundaries, and Premiere will remember the new layout for you, and it will open up again that way when you next start to edit. If you mess it up or you don't like that adjustment, you can go back to the way it was by simply saying reset to saved layout, and everything goes back to the way that it was. That's a quick overview of the workspaces that you'll find in the Premiere interface, and in the next videos I'm going to be taking you through each of the panels, starting with the most important ones and showing you all the features of those panels, the really useful keyboard shortcuts that you can use to edit more quickly and more easily, and over the next few videos then you'll build up a real skill in assembly, editing and production of your videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that as I bring online these other videos, you'll be able to follow along and get a complete Adobe Premiere Pro course that builds up your skill and turns you into a video editor. Thanks again.